Today we're going to make some olive oil soap, a really simple recipe. What you're going to need for this is 50 ounces of olive oil. You're going to need 15 ounces of distilled water and 6.3 ounces of lye beads. And before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that there is a little bit of safety to this. You need some safety glasses. You also need some gloves, and you also need a thermometer. So yeah, with that, let's get going. So we're going to take our bowl here and we're going to pour in our olive oil, just like so. And we're just going to kind of set that aside for a second. And then we are going to get our water, distilled water. And one thing I just want to make a note of is the lye always goes into the water, not the other way around. And you want to do this really slowly because this does cause a little bit of a reaction. And that's why you want your goggles on and your safety mitts on here. So we'll do that right now. Just really, really, really slowly. And you just kind of keep stirring until they're dissolving here. And then what you want to do is this water has got to cool down. If it's too warm right now, it's not going to do anything. So we want to let it sit for a few minutes till it gets to about 110 degrees. It's also a good time if you want to open a window or wear a mask. So I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. And I'm just going to keep checking until it's 110. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to pop in my thermometer. Excuse the train, that's where I live, so. Yeah, we're way too hot. So I'm just going to take that aside for a minute. And what I'm going to do is talk about the soap molds. I just bought like a plain mold from the dollar store. And instead of, buying a fancy mold, I took your regular trash can, just made sure the seam was down, and just some, every single girl's handyman, some little duct tape. And so they're all kind of ready to go. And then for a little bit later, I also got, what do I have here? Lavender that we're going to mix in for a scent. And so yeah, I'll just check this one more time here and see what we're running at. I said you want this to be 110. Yeah, we're still running pretty hot, so just take a minute, let it cool down. I'll be right back. Oh, also for this, you're going to need an immersion blender. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So yeah, with the prices of everything getting so ridiculously expensive, a batch of simple soap can last you and your family for months. And yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so now that it's all cooled off, we are going to slowly mix the lye water into the oil, and it's going to kind of go a cloudy white. And I also just want to mention all the equipment that you're using for soap, you don't want to wash and feed your family. You kind of just want to designate it to soap making. Okay, so now got that kind of stirring up here, we are going to get our immersion blender, and the trick is to just pulse really, really slow and light a few times because we want to get it to trace. So I'm just going to take this out here. So I have to apologize for the noise. It's going to be noisy, but you kind of want the consistency of pudding, you know, but also now I just want to drop this here. Get your favorite oil here. I've got lavender. I like smelly soap, so I don't know, I aim for probably 15 or so. That maybe you don't like yours that strong, and that's completely fine. And I'm just going to give it another. Kind of how you know is like it leaves a trail while basically while you're kind of going back and forth. Going to unplug this. Oops, shoot. Okay, so then like I just said, I got some little dollar store molds here. I'm going to pour it in. If you can see, I don't know what's the best way to go here. And sometimes you might end up, you know, with a little bit extra, or maybe you just end up doing kind of a half shallow guy. That doesn't matter. And then what you want to do is you want to cover it up right away. I usually do a piece of cardboard first. Ideally, if you had a box big enough, it'd be fantastic. I'm not sure if I do right at the moment, but anyways. So ideally, we would just shove it into a box. I'm going to grab one here. I think I got one. One second. I'm not sure if I can even fit this in here. Well, I can get one in there. I don't know about two. No, okay. So anyways, just like that. And you can put a cardboard or a piece, actually a cardboard and then a big towel over top. And it's got to cure for 24 hours. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and cut it. So yeah, anyways, have a wonderful day.